Hillary Clinton's inner circle is not happy with the way President Obama handled news about Russia's election hacking. They think he was being too cautious, President Obama. And one of Clinton's advisors told The New Yorker, quote, "What if Barack Obama had gone to the Oval Office or the East Room of the White House and said, 'I'm speaking to you tonight to inform you that the United States is under attack. The Russian government at the highest levels is trying to influence our most precious asset, our democracy, and I'm not going to let it happen.'" The Clinton aide went on to say a large majority of Americans would have sat up and taken notice. Do you think, in retrospect, that President Obama handled this the right way?
I think that President Obama handled it as he received information of the highest confidence. I do think, with all the respect in the world for the press, that the press could have done a better job instead of printing every email that came out and saying, "This comes to you from Vladimir Putin." They were, ha, 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 John Podesta said this or that. I think the press were accomplices in the undermining of our election by the Russians by not pointing out this stuff is worthless because it comes from an undermining of our election, or at least reminding the public where these emails, the leaking of these emails came from. So I can't speak to the timing of what President Obama said. I wish it had all happened in a time where the public could know that this had an impact on the election. A lot of things have an impact on the election. This certainly was one of them. But what's important to know is that it doesn't happen again, and that people in other countries realize what they are going to be susceptible to when the Russians come in to undermine their elections. This is a big picture of undermining democracies, not just in our country, although they like undermining ours. And they did have a vendetta against Hillary Clinton because she spoke about democracy and democratic elections and the rest. There's no question, personally, Vladimir Putin had a vendetta against
That's right, and the Russians are right now doing the same thing in some European countries, hoping to influence their elections. I want to move on to legislation.